Oh, yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood, the predictions champion on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast, joined by Mr. Chemical Julian, joined by your boy Shane, and an editing and a contributing writer and editor of the BodySlam.net magazine, Mr. Mooney. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. It is Monday Night Mayhem, boys and girls.
Man,
let's talk about this crazy shit.
Woo, the fallout from last night. As the franchise player, Bad Blood did declare he is, and still predicts the champion for the podcast.
I'm also still the OIWA North American champion, by the way, too.
True.
Survived that brutal baiting.
He retains on a draw since.
Hey.
The champion retains.
Hey, in the words of Becky Lynch, in the words of Big Time Bex,
Big Time Beck,
the GOAT,
you would have did it. You did it too.
I did it first.
You did it first. I did it.
If only.
Before we start, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get more exciting information from the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast and BodySlam.net, you can donate to BodySlam.net to help keep the website going. You can also do this to help continue to bring you a wide variety of professional wrestling and MMA content by going to www.slamchats.com. That is www.slamchats.com. Become a Slamtastic Slammer here on BodySlam.net. That's right. Julian.
So, yes. You know what? So, this actual piece of information dovetails into a very interesting statistic, which was posted earlier today. So last night, my entire victory hinged on the win of one match. I needed one person to win last night in order to get a victory, and that is I needed Madcap Moss to beat Drew McIntyre. And sadly enough,
hold on, stop right now. Let's just stop the shenanigans right now.
Madcap Moss.
Are we elevating new talent?
Listen, we know that Madcap Moss could not win a match if he was the only man in the ring. Man. If no one showed up, he would still lose.
But surprisingly,
you chose him.
He was handling Drew McIntyre.
He was handling pretty good.
You want to know the crazy part? I'm just going to lay some numbers down for you.
Whoa.
12 minutes, 47 seconds.
12?
18 minutes, 35 seconds. Guess which match was longer?
Madcap.
The Madcap Moss match with Drew McIntyre was longer than the fucking WWE 5-way championship match.
You know why? Because they tore the house down. They knew it was going to be a madcap match.
Good night, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are Julian's comments, and Julian's comments alone do not reflect anyone with any common sense.
Hey, I do have a comment regarding Madcap Moss.
Oh shit!
Hey, the only failing in that match is that Baron Corbin did not do his job.
He didn't.
Not interfere when he had the chance.
No,
he could have broken up that Claymore at the end.
No,
but he chose not to. Which brings us to Baron Corbin.
I mean this unironically before we move on from Madcap. I was so happy for Riddick Moss the other night. So, I'm from Florida, so naturally we got a lot of NXT shows. The Coconut Loop, as it's been called. And for years, for like 4 or 5 years, Riddick Moss was just kind of there as a guy to help guides, teach some other guys in developmental.
Right.
And I became a big Riddick Moss fan just because you get to know the guy who's been there on the Coconut Loop, you know? And so, while I'm sure the match wasn't supposed to be anything more than 2 or 3 minutes.
You're right.
Before they had to cancel some matches on the show. Riddick Moss took that opportunity and had a really... And that's what talent should do when they get more opportunity than they were originally anticipating. I was very happy with my boy's performance.
Straight shout out to that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, let me give a shout out to my girl, Nikita Lyons. That's right. Nikita Lyons debuted on NXT 2.0 205 Live. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, you need to go watch her. She is a beast. She is super talented. She's a singer. She's an actress. She's a model. And she
Damn
kicks
right.
all the ass.
Oh, yeah.
She teaches boxing, kickboxing. She is the real deal. Nikita Lyons, NXT Women's Champion. So yeah, that's my prediction for 2022. Just saying. So shout out to Nikita Lyons. So
and a shout out to the end of days finisher.
Yeah,
Seriously.
seriously. I had no idea that nobody is kicked out of the end of days.
Mm-hmm. Look, speaking of protected, my clothing is now protected because now I don't have to stay on the 405 freeway on Friday at 5 p.m. because I am the Predictions Warfare champion. Shane, tell him about last night. Tell him about the crazy match between Buddy Highway and I.
Oh my God, it was crazy. You hit your hand on the ring post. I felt so sorry for you.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then Miko Maestro did a couple of lap dances for some people.
Yeah. There was one girl in particular.
Of those people.
Yeah, you liked it too. You were like,
I gave him $1. I told him, you want give me a lap dance.
Did you shove it in his pants? Did you shove it in his pants?
I did shove it in his pants.
Wow, I knew it, Shane. I knew it. I specifically asked Miko to go out there and give a lap dance to this one girl. She's watching the podcast right now, and yeah, she thought she was gonna be funny, and I was like, well, yeah, Miko, go see that, go give her a lap dance. It was amazing. It was funny. Boom, on the spot. Speaking of on the spot, remember I said this 2 weeks ago. Who would be the most influential man in all of WWE? Not Vince McMahon.
No.
Not Nick Khan.
No.
Paul Heyman.
So here's the problem. It sounded to me, maybe I'm wrong, you guys can chime in. It sounded to me like he was dumping Roman Reigns on Raw.
Bro, he just broke over Roman Reigns like yo, you've been cheating on me, Roman. We're done.
First.
Huh?
Roman Reigns did fire him first.
Look.
Yeah, he did.
But the funny thing is, he said,
fired
look
and
at
getting
this.
dumped are two different things.
He said Roman Reigns didn't have an advocate for a couple days, and now he got COVID.
Bro.
He didn't say that.
Bro. Right from the gate with the shots. It was shots fired.
Hold nothing back from that.
I was just like, did he really just say did he really use COVID on
I was a little disappointed.
Say it again.
I was a little disappointed with Brock being back together with Paul Heyman. As much as I love Paul Heyman, because it's been so refreshing how Brock, as a face by himself, has been so refreshing lately. I didn't want to fall back into that same old kind of trope-ish. We've heard the Paul Heyman shtick a lot. Like it's fresher to not have him. But the moment he started talking, I was like, no longer disappointed. It's great to hear my name as Paul Heyman again. And the Roman shots are fantastic. And he did such a great job at building up Biggie and Bobby Lashley as threats while also keeping Brock Lesnar sounding like a threat.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that because, look, I don't know if you guys have been watching Twitter the last couple of days, but Twitter was on fire the other night. It was on fire because Tony Khan, TK, the man with that sweet Khan coin, the AEW owner, made a very harsh tweet. And that tweet was so bad that it set the black wrestling community world on fire. Twitter was lit. It was so bad that my boys at Grapsody, who had taken Saturday morning off, were like, oh, hell no. We're about to jump on this mic and we're about to let loose the juice.
Shout out to Grapsody.
Shout out to my boys at Grapsody. But here's the thing, though. Tony Khan has still not replied to that tweet. You've had Sean Dean, who is the booker for all the extra talent that appear on AEW and Dynamite and Dark Elevation. You've had several Leo Rush, like several men of color, people of color, comment on this. So when
Yeah,
I
right,
said
the big one.
when I said that shots were being fired, when
So-
Paul Heyman came out tonight, and I said it on Twitter, Paul Heyman put over, like he was like, Seth Rollins, okay, yeah, blah blah blah. Kevin Owens, okay. Then he went Bobby Lashley, and he put Bobby Lashley over so big.
Huge.
I was
Yeah.
like, he's like Omos big, like whoa, he's so big, you know. Then he was like, and Biggie, and he put Biggie. Oh my god, I had a tear in my eye. I was like, man, he put Biggie over so well that to me, and this is probably gonna cause some heat, but I'm gonna say it right now. That almost made up for that ass whooping that Kofi took from Brock Lesnar. That almost made up for it.
Hey, you know what?
Wow.
So the way that he put over Brock Lesnar, I mean, the way that Paul Heyman put over Bobby Lashley and Big E goes back to what you and I have talked about here on the podcast many times. When you talk about your opponent, you don't talk about
You
how
have
they're
to build them up.
trash and they're weak and they're not this and not that and not good enough. You really want to build up your opponent as someone who's credible so that when I do beat them, I did something.
There it is.
Like it was a show. You want to put asses in seats. You want people to come and see a real fight. You're not talking about Undertaker versus Underfaker. You're talking about two legit giants coming in the ring who maybe this is 50-50. Maybe there is a chance that that Brock will not hold on to the title. You know, and you've got to sell it like that. And
You
he
made
did a
it
phenomenal
believable.
job of doing that.
You put the doubt in everyone's mind that some shit can actually happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the funny
At the
part
end
was
of the day,
when he was
What?
building them up, Brock wasn't giving Paul Heyman the stink eye.
No, he wasn't.
He stood there like, yeah, all right. So that was a great way to start off the show.
I love the fact that happened. And the reason why I love it so much is because to me, that showed like that showed that these guys should be fucking taken seriously.
Correct.
Yes.
But in a way, I kind of feel like that was a shot against AEW too.
You know what? I didn't feel that way. I mean, I really felt like.
and it showed
What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Mooney?
Go ahead.
it's hard for a guy like Brock to get vulnerability because he's such a decorated he's such a decorated fighter just in NCAA, UFC, every medium he's been in, he's dominated. So it's hard for a guy that's such a big guy and such an accomplished athlete to get vulnerability because how easy is it for somebody to just go, oh yeah, you can beat Brock Lesnar? It's not. So when you put up somebody like Biggie and Bobby Lashley, notice how Paul Heyman tore down Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, who weren't going to be threats and storyline for Brock Lesnar in the future. He built up the two monsters or big guys that are going to be face to face with Lesnar, and he made them feel like they can beat Brock Lesnar. And that believability, that vulnerability that maybe Brock can't do it makes the entire story better, because in his previous reigns, well, since his 2012 return, he had the vulnerability against Eddie, against Kurt, against Big Show. But since he came back that in 2012, he hasn't had that vulnerability against most guys. The only guy they really built up the vulnerability with was Seth Rollins. And even now, with the current storyline with Roman, which I'm very conflicted on them kind of just stalling, but I understand why they had to. They were building up Roman as the guy who couldn't go toe-to-toe with Brock and not the other way around. So even Roman hasn't gotten that sense of vulnerability that maybe he can beat Brock. Maybe there's no doubt in Paul Heyman's mind that he can beat Brock or Brock can beat them. But Paul Heyman had that so of doubt for Lashley and for Biggie, and that puts them over big in a way that makes the match so much better, because if you don't beat anybody, your win means nothing. And
Exactly.
Brock
Yep.
Lesnar needs to pull everybody up with him. And I love Brock Lesnar. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Brock Lesnar fan. But Brock Lesnar kind of sometimes falls into the trap where he doesn't necessarily bring people up with him other than the guys he beats. He brought Drew up. He brought Seth up. He brought Brian and AJ up to an extent. But he didn't bring Joe up, even though Joe had the most believable promo face-to-face with Lesnar of anybody I've seen.
Yeah.
He didn't bring Braun up, you know? Like, I feel like this kind of sidestepped a lot of the issues I usually have with Brock Lesnar's programs. And I really liked the promo. I thought it was perfect in everything it needed to be for the two programs they set up going forward.
Now, I agree with that. Here's my thing. The way they structured this, the way that promo was laid out, he put them over so well that even in a loss, they were looked at as big stars. But he put Biggie over as being a guy you respect.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then he put Bobby Lashley over as a guy that he feared.
Yeah. So
Correct.
Biggie is basically your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. But Lashley's the guy who's going to...
Looks like we lost him. Yep. Oh, there you are. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the way it looks, like they telegraphed that Bobby was winning the 4-way tonight.
Correct.
Like in my mind, and I mean, maybe because I'm a professional wrestler, and maybe because I've been in business a long time, but the way they laid it out was like, yeah, Biggie, you know what? You're great. You were a great champion. You did this, you did that. You were so amazing. But Bobby Lashley is the next guy in line. Like that's basically how they laid it out.
I feel they telegraphed it last on Saturday night with the closing shot of the show.
Yeah. Well,
because
now we're gonna see at the Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Now here's the thing.
That's the match I've wanted for a long time.
Well, that's the match that Bobby. The only reason Bobby resigned.
That's the only reason why he came back to WWE is because he was a match with Brock Lesnar.
So he's getting his match. It happens to be for the WWE title. Great. But this is the story. WrestleMania is going to be the WWE champion Brock Lesnar versus the Universal champion Roman Reigns in a title unification match. Did I not say that 3 weeks ago?
Yep, sure did.
You sure did.
Because the way things were being pushed, like the simple fact that they kept saying over and over and over again 3 weeks ago, Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar have never met in the ring. They've never met. They've never met. Okay, they're on two different brands. Oh, wait a minute, though. But Brock is a free agent. Brock can go wherever he wants to go.
Yep.
Correct.
So when they start saying this, my thought, I said on the stream, this is what's going to happen. We've all been asking for this. This is our fault. This is our fault, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand. We're in this abusive relationship together. This is our fault. We all said, please give us change. We're tired of seeing the same fucking matches over and over again. Now you got a first time ever match. Hey, you got Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship live at the Royal Rumble on a premium live event.
Just remember, wrestling fans, when you pray for rain, enjoy the mud.
That's right. You pay for rain.
True.
Trust and believe.
Yep.
It's about to be a hurricane up in this piece. So let's get with it. First match on the card. First match out tonight. RK Bro versus Alpha Academy. And look,
Randy.
Everyone that watches this podcast knows how much I hate Riddle. I think Riddle is a fucking idiot.
He is.
Okay.
Oh, I love Matt Riddle for that same reason.
He's a great wrestler, but he's just a fucking idiot. Him coming in, and you can see I don't know if Randy wants to laugh or if he was just really irritated.
I think it's both.
When he came in with those gold chains and his glasses on, his hat back, I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go. Yeah, man. And he was just like, bro.
Bro.
Hey, Randy,
What did we
And,
work on our New Year's resolution?
the simple fact that they wrestled the Alpha Academy, and ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my god,
I'm so excited for this match.
me too.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm excited for this match.
Are we gonna gloss over the fact that his fish is named Swim
Swim
Shady?
Shady.
Swim
Swim
Shady,
Shady.
ladies and gentlemen. He said Randy will be little. What did he say? Little Rand.
Little Randall.
Little Randall.
Miranda, yeah.
I just
And
want
he
to
would
point
be-
out that he mentioned that they need to get some stuff from the grocery store. So in kayfabe, one can assume they're now roommates.
Wait. He said, "Yeah, man. Like you said, we need
That was
to
funny.
do this, and we need to go buy groceries."
And
oh yeah,
what
and,
did-
yeah.
come
Listen to
on.
you, Randy.
There
You
you
know what that
go.
remind me of? You guys ever see that movie Half Baked?
Yep.
You know the part where he's like, "Hey man, what's
Who's
that
on
stuff
Munchies,
we used to
yo?"
get at the store? Abba Zaba, yeah. What's that other stuff we used to get?
Funyuns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah, exactly.
Lock of water.
Yeah, exactly. So the point I'm trying to get at, ladies and gentlemen, is I think Matt Riddle's a fucking idiot. No pot smoker is that goddamn stupid. I know people who smoke pot, and guess what? They don't act like fucking morons. But the moronic part of the whole thing turned into one of the best matches on Raw.
Yes.
And
My
it was
man,
the best
the
for
human
three
thumb.
reasons. For three
Human
reasons.
Really not
One,
saying that
Vader,
much.
The human
Vader
thumb.
2.0.
Chad Gable showed up and showed out.
Sure did.
4.0 grade average.
But we've
Riddle.
been saying that for weeks. We've
Riddle.
been saying that for weeks.
Yeah.
But Riddle did actually really good in this match. But Chemical Julian, he may be wrong in predictions, but he was so right with this.
Chad
Otis.
Gable's the man.
Otis, aka Little Van Vader, with
Little
the
Vader.
Vader bomb for the pen.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God. When Chad Gable said the most destructive letters in all of professional wrestling, he's the four letters. He was like O-T-I-S. I was like,
Yes.
Big Van Vader.
Chad Gable with a master's degree.
It looks like they sell him $15 grams. True statement, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever drug dealer
Randy.
he's using sells him the cheapest shit. Randy. I think it was a great match, and I'm so excited for the simple fact that the Alpha Academy won a fucking match on Raw.
I hope the Alpha Academy
Me too.
becomes new Raw tag champs.
So, Julian, what
Well,
do you rate?
No
you
team
didn't
that
give a
wins
grade.
on Raw is becoming the tag champs. That's usually how that works.
We're not talking about the
If you
women's
beat-
tag teams. That's for damn sure.
No.
So what was your
grade this-
question?
What would you grade this match? A, B, C, D, F.
On a scale of 1 to 5?
No, on a A, B, C, D, or F.
Huh?
Okay. For a TV match, and that I scale matches a bit based on TV pay-per-view because usually it's a lot more more difficult to have a great match on TV than it is pay-per-view because you have to adjust for time constraints, for commercial breaks, and it's just a whole different ballgame than having here's your 15 minutes or whatever, do what you want, you know? So for a TV match, I give it a solid A-. And that's a lot better than most of their matches. So
Yep.
I thought it was a lot of fun for a TV match. Especially a
agree.
TV tag match in this day and age.
Julian, what do you give it?
So I gave the match a B plus for two reasons. One, it wasn't for the title, and two, they could give them a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about you there, Mr. Shane?
I want to go with the B as well. Same thing
I'm
with
gonna go ahead and give it a
said.
B minus.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Me of all people giving good grades to Raw. What the hell's wrong with me?
What?
Oh
A B
my
minus?
gosh. Yeah, it was. I mean, Raw was shit, but still, it wasn't. It wasn't like the Raw was shit, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the diarrhea induced shit that we usually get.
Diarrhea in the mouth.
It wasn't like the It wasn't like having a yeast infection in your mouth this week. Speaking of having a yeast infection in your mouth, let me get to this horrible mixed tag team match.
I didn't
Reggie
watch it.
Zawa
I skipped it.
versus Reggie and Dana Brooke.
No. That is Mick Reggie and Dana Brooke.
Okay. Here's two things about this match. One, it's a mixed tag team match for the 24/7 title.
Second thing about this match, it's a mixed tag match for the 24/7 title.
I mean, and I didn't get my McDouble. I'm a little pissed off. I was asking Reggie, can I get a McDouble with no pickles? But apparently he didn't listen. I was hungry too. But here's my question. Okay, so
Assuming Tozawa got the pin, who would have been the 24/7 champion?
no. Let's just stop right here. Reggie got the pin.
Oh yeah, he did.
So does that make him the 24/7 champion?
No.
I'm confused.
He retained.
I am so confused.
So here's the thing: Reggie retained for his team. However, if Tozawa pinned Reggie, he would have been 24/7 champion.
Why? Wait. Why not him and Tamina share the belt? Apparently,
And
Reggie Mick Brooks is sharing the belt.
Because
Reggie,
Tamina don't share.
but ain't nobody meaner than Tamina.
Does
She
Tamina
doesn't
look like
share.
shares?
She don't
Tamina
care.
don't share.
I just don't understand. I mean,
My one note from this match was that when Reggie does, I actually like Reggie. I know I'm in the minority. I think he's never going to be anything higher than what he is now. But he's very note for this match was that Dana Brooke was flipped upside down in her entrance. That's when Reginald should have jumped over and done his leap. Like, I don't like that they waited for Brooke to move before doing that, because it would have been a much cooler visual and it would have been different than what he usually does. I think it would have added to that little bit of time they got.
I noticed that too. Like they were like probably trying to do like a little cool entrance thing where like Reggie just jumped up.
hold on, stop. I don't give a shit about their entrance. Okay, that is besides the point. Okay, that is besides the point.
I have nothing else to add for this.
There was 5 men in a match last night for
5
the
big
championship.
meaty men.
5 men. At
Meaty.
any given time, anyone could have pinned anybody and win the championship. Biggie didn't have to be pinned to win the championship.
Correct.
The title was on the line with 5 guys.
And
so if that's the case, this mixed tag team match, whoever pinned the person should have fucking won the title.
True.
This is what I'm talking about. This is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a little animated here. So I'm gonna dial it back.
My confusion for this match lies in why is Reginald teaming with Dana Brooke in the first place if his goal is to eventually get the 24/7 championship back? Why wouldn't he just pin her during their entrances or something?
I'm just
so confused. I'm so confused as to why this match, this mixed tag team match, was for the 24/7 championship, and Reggie pinned Tozawa
with the whoopee cushion.
The girls were never even legally in the fucking match. Reggie pinned Tozawa. This is some shit. This is some Jeff Hardy as an NXT champion shit.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Reggie is softening up Dana Brooke to, like, kind of get her to lower her defenses and get a little more. Before he turns on her and takes the title back.
This is I forgot what we were doing
that
with
wouldn't
the belt
make
shit.
sense, but it's Raw, and Raw never makes sense.
This is I forgot what we were doing with the belt type of shit. This is hey, let's throw it up against the wall and hope it sticks. Wait, it's not even wet. That's what it is. It's hey man, it costs $24.99 for what we have, and we have $7. That's what that shit is. It's some stupid fucking Matt Riddle shit. That's what that is.
Randy 24/7.
I'm just saying that. You want me to give you a grade? F fucking minus. Okay, that grade. If I had a scale on a scale of 1 to 10, -12. Okay?
Wow,
that's how stupid that was. -12. This right here is why people turn off the fucking TV to watch. I mean, I can't. I just can't.
He's broken, guys.
You broke me, Raw. You broke me. I'm gonna go cry in my corner right now. I'll be back. That's what I'm
I give this match a C-. And the reason why I rate it so high is because no R-Truth dressed up as a tree.
No, we didn't get no R-Truth shenanigans. He actually left. I'll be darned.
Maybe he was dressed up as a tree earlier and Riddle tried to smoke him. Now, that would be funny. That would be hilarious.
Oh, that needs to happen one day.
It really does.
You know what would make me happy? If I saw an advert for my favorite wrestler, Veer Mahan. Because Veer's been coming so hard.
But not today.
So hard. Apparently, he ran out of Blue Chew because he's no longer coming to Raw.
He's been coming Raw, too.
He's been coming Raw, all right.
During the main event, during the backstage brawl, I think I saw Veer.
Was he in catering?
No, he was back in the merch booth.
He was in the merch booth. Oh, he was selling merch?
He was selling merch.
He was selling merch.
Was he wearing a UPS? Was he wearing a UPS uniform?
Vest.
Was he Uber eating?
Veer could have been in the audience when they were going up the stairs.
They broke the streak. They broke the streak for the.
I'm so sad. I'm besides myself. I don't know what to do.
No Veer Mahan promo. I know.
Veer
Mahan, I'm upset too.
That mixed tag team match totally just. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but Raw has officially broken me. Raw has made me hate wrestling.
So
it's the roller coaster. You get the high with the opening, and then you get the low.
Raw makes me want to get high,
and then
I don't even smoke weed. But that's probably the only way I'll understand Raw.
That's why Matt Riddle's there.
Yeah,
that's probably why he's so happy. Hey, Randy. That's probably why.
On the inside, I really hate the show, Randy. But you know what? That's why I smoke weed all the time,
Hey,
Randy.
You hate the show, Randy?
The reason why I say Randy all the time is because I got a Randy.
Funny. Yeah. So let's get to a match that actually. Let's just get to another match. This match made no sense either. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Okay, now we're here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast, live here on BodySlam.net. We are a very, very big proponent of. We love women's wrestling.
Yes.
We support women's wrestling 1,000%. We are here for that. We love women's wrestling. But this shit right here, for the Raw Women's Tag Team Championships, Queen Zelina and Carmella, the most beautiful woman in WWE. They call themselves Royal Beauties. That's what we'll call them here, Royal Beauties. Take on Rhea Ripley and Julian's favorite wrestler, Nikki, not a superhero, almost a superhero, sometimes a superhero, around the corner from being a superhero, Nikki ASH.
I have a question regarding Nikki ASH.
So we all have questions regarding
So, she won the title right after she became almost a superhero. Mm-hmm. How do you become a superhero if winning everything doesn't make you a superhero?
Well,
I mean, who knows?
How do you become the WWE Women's Champion and lose every fucking match that's a non-title match?
Yeah.
WWE booking is how they do it with everybody.
So tonight,
Charlotte Flair.
Wow.
Actually, tonight, dude, Piper Niven was talking about how everybody skipped her in line. She's lost every match she's had since the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Yet everybody else is skipping her in line. Like, it makes no sense.
Thicky.
Wow.
Yeah, she is kind of thick though.
Very thick.
So the women's tag team titles are on the line this week. Zelina and Carmella defend the belts against the former champions Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH, almost a superhero Nikki Ash.
Wait, but before the match, did you catch the catchphrase?
Mm-mm.
They almost said it. Can they coexist?
They did it.
Can they put their differences aside?
They knew it was used too much. You're like, we're not going to say that.
Naughty C word on the show.
It's so naughty. Even Raw doesn't want to say it.
They can they get back on the same page?
When Raw continues.
Yeah, when Raw continues. Yeah.
So once again, for some reason, the entire match took place. Carmella was not even a legal competitor. No. She was not the legal person in the ring the whole freaking time.
And she got the win.
The WWE has dropped the ball on both the 24/7 title and the women's tag team title. The last 6 months, it's been pretty freaking sad.
Hey, maybe Carmella's injured. You know, the whole face plate thing. You know, she's got to be careful out there.
The moneymaker.
Yeah. So let's just talk about this. The best match, the best part of the whole match for me was the big vertical suplex. That's it. That's it.
You know, the best part of the match was for me.
What? When it was over?
Exactly.
Yeah, same here.
When the referee saved the match by counting 3.
That's when everybody got
I
over
just
it.
don't understand. Well, there's a lot of things about Raw I don't understand. I don't understand how they've just completely never even gave the women's tag titles an actual shot. Like, everything's 2 minutes, everything's makeshift. When they brought the titles in, when they introduced them, they had a decent division. They had the Riots, they had Fire and Desire, the Iconics, they had set tag teams, and only one of those teams ever even won the belts, and they didn't even use them on TV until they lost them.
Here's the thing about the WWE women's division.
The women's tag team titles were hot when they were owned by Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Exactly.
Yes.
The role models
two
had 'em.
people. The role models are the ones who really made that title valuable. And when they were on TV, when they were defending the titles, I mean the matches were hot. The other team that made the title so hot,
Asuka and Kairi.
Well, no, I was going to say Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
Yes.
And this was back when Shayna Baszler was a fucking beast. And her and Nia were in there just destroying people left and right. And Shayna was, I mean, she was freaking twisting people up, put them in pretzels. I'll never forget that armbar submission that she had put on Bayley, I think. I mean, Shayna was a freaking beast.
Bro, she came in and beat everybody in the women's elimination chamber.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah. And then she went to SmackDown and they diluted her with about 10 gallons of water.
So look, this is my problem with the WWE's women's division. AEW's women's division, people shit on it. This is horrible. Look at the matches that they're having. Look at the tag team match from Rampage.
Over time.
Yes,
that tag team match from Rampage made this women's tag team match look like shit. Okay,
true.
So here's my problem. NXT has tag teams. NXT has a bunch of women's tag teams.
Yeah.
If you are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, they don't say SmackDown, they don't say Raw, they say the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Take them all the way down to NXT, like Bayley and Sasha did. Bayley and Sasha took the belts down there. Why can't everybody else do that shit?
I want to see someone take them to UK. Like, if you want to get eyes on a program that's actually really good, and advertise the champions for a taping. That program's really good too.
Be very quiet. Don't ever mention that ever again. Because if Nick Khan is watching, he's gonna say NXT UK.
Oh shit!
Where is that on the line? Where is that? Oh,
I forgot to fire people over there.
I can get rid of the whole thing.
Okay,
NXT UK. Have you guys?
As long as that means Nina Samuels moves to NXT 2.0, we're good.
Listen. The last 2 years, the WWE has fired well over 200 people.
Yes,
that's a lot of people to be released, right?
163 per site.
Okay, so but hear me out. Hear me out. All these people have been released. No one from NXT UK.
That's not true because Legiro and Travis Banks, after speaking out in the last 2 years,
okay. So that was the speaking out thing. That wasn't being released like
that was a budget cut.
No budget cut releasing. Think about that for a second.
I don't think NXT UK, because of how cheap they work, I don't think they're going.
There it is, because Nick Khan doesn't see. If you guys look at a spreadsheet, just like a full-on spreadsheet. And then if you double click, you'll see like the sub cells of the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
NXT UK is the sub cell of the spreadsheet. It doesn't fucking exist.
No, it doesn't.
On an expense report, it doesn't exist. It's like, What's this $17.99 for taxes? Fuck it, it's just $17.99. That's NXT UK.
Yeah, because they're not traveling, and it's not like traveling in the US. I mean,
and they
not
work
booking-
indies, so they're not relying on
And they work
WWE's
indies, correct.
contract to make their money.
Shout out to NXT
That's why they
UK.
just don't care because cheap.
So the point I'm trying to make is, don't send the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions to NXT UK because then they're gonna put eyes on them. Nick Khan's gonna be like, gotta go.
Oh, there's NXT UK. That's where.
That's a lot of fun too.
Triple H
I don't
is like,
get the hate for that show.
Triple H is like, don't buy it. Nobody say shit because then
Don't do it.
NXT Mexico's gonna go.
Dude, that's Regal. Regal's like,
That's where Regal's been hiding in NXT UK. He's like, shit, I ain't gonna say
And
that.
then
Do
when
you
they
know
do
who
War
the
Games.
producer is for NXT UK? Like who writes the shows, who produces the matches, and now? That's Shawn Michaels' project.
Whoa, Shawn Michaels better keep his fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, he's like, listen,
I
guys.
think Shawn
I'm gonna
Michaels
say
is just
nothing.
putting those expenses on his Visa card.
Right? He's like, don't worry, I got it covered.
I got it.
What's your limit? $500. I got it covered.
What's this bus ticket expense?
Bus ticket. Oh, it's a sales tax.
I had to get a car wash, company car
Oh
wash.
my god. I gotta go get a haircut real quick. Well, that's an
Take the
NXT
two.
UK.
You gotta get a haircut. It's
Follow
all right.
the
I got it.
So the women's tag team champions retain the titles. People complain about the simple fact that Nikki ASH, Nikki almost a superhero, keeps getting beat. Me personally, I want Nikki to flip the fuck out. I want her to start attacking people like when she was crazy Nikki Cross
I
Insanity.
miss Crazy Nikki.
I loved that.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I loved it. I loved it more than anything in the world. I love the fact that Nikki Cross
I
was
was a big
freaking
person.
crazy.
Hey, you know who's going to be back on Raw before Veer? Aside from Jesus.
God's gonna re-debut on Raw. He's gonna face
Alexa.
Shane McMahon.
Gonna have a
Alexa
few with
Bliss.
Finn Balor.
Alexa Bliss is making her journey back to Raw.
I'm excited for
Oh.
that. I'm excited.
can't
I
wait.
love Alexa Bliss. Alexa
See
Bliss
what
can
her
get
gimmick gonna
all.
be
She
like.
can get it all. She can get it all.
I'm so conflicted on this Alexa.
Well, let's do this.
Oh.
Let's take a really quick commercial break, and then we'll be back, and we will figure out why Mr. Mooney's internet keeps going out. We'll be right back.
Here comes Big.
That's the wrong commercial.
Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, cause they're taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, cause they're taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules.
When you want to get your hair cut, you go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your haircut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, and before we get started, let me give a quick shout out to my niece Sierra. Happy early birthday, little girl. It is about to be lit. She's about to be old as hell. So shout out to my girl Sierra, my little niecey there. Yep, happy birthday. And Mr. Mooney is back, and it looks like he is. There he is. All right. So let's get into this next. Street Profits versus Apollo Crews and your boy, Commander Aziz.
Commander Aziz.
Now, Raw has had a lot of tag team matches tonight.
Yeah.
Correct.
There's a lot of tag team matches tonight. Do you sense a changing of the guard, so to speak?
So, I mean, you after the whole, so it started with the whole arcade tournament, and it's almost like Raw did that entire tournament to show, hey, we have tag teams, in case you forgot, and hey, look, these is who our tag teams are. So we got to see the Mysterios, we got to see the Street Profits, RK Bro, we got to see Alpha Academy, you know, we got to see the Dirty Dogs. So I mean, they're trying to Raw's trying to build back its tag team division and kind of showcase who they've got. You know,
I think the issue is they've never committed to building the tag division, so
correct.
it's not going to happen overnight. And when you aren't used to building a tag division, they don't want to put the time in because they never want to put the time in for anything.
Well, the thing is also you need to show that your tag teams are strong. So, you know, flash back to the days of Demolition, the British Bulldogs, the Powers of Pain,
Rougeau,
the Rougeau, exactly. Back when, you know, Saturday Night's Main Event would have, you know, maybe 2 or 3 tag team matches, and they were all solid tag team matches that you would sit there and watch. And, you know, and there were actual rivalries. There were actual, you know, they weren't one-off matches. They were, you know, 2 and 3 matches, you know, and they gave them 2 out of 3 pinfalls.
The Bulldogs and Valentine and the Beefcake.
Correct. So what they need to do is, I mean, so you have the Street Profits who are a tag team. You have RK Bro who are, I mean, they're a tag team, but it's still Riddle. It's still Riddle and Randy Orton. You have Alpha Academy who solidified themselves as a tag team. Over on SmackDown, you got the Viking Raiders, and that's really and Los Lotharios, and I think that's it for
Their
SmackDown.
names are Los
Usos.
That's their name.
Usos of the New Day, and so over on SmackDown, the only real tag team rivalry that you have is the Usos and the New Day. Everybody else just kind of comes and goes and fights one-offs and whatnot. Over on Raw, you have the Street Profits who consistently wrestle together. You have Alpha Academy that consistently wrestle together. Riddle and Randy Orton. I mean, they're the champions, and you know that gives Randy a belt and something else to do. Otherwise, he would have to be in the main event picture, and there's not really room for him right now, if you will. Just because,
it's amazing to me that the biggest wrestling company in the world has to put Randy Orton in the tag division so he can have something to do. To me, that's a big indictment on creative, that you have one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, one of the most talented wrestlers of all time, and a great character, and you can't find anything other than a makeshift tag team for him to do.
Well, I think he's also there to build up Riddle. I mean, eventually when they do have their feud, you know,
Riddle's going to look great.
And the thing is, you know, Riddle is a former U.S. champion. He doesn't really need the rub that much, but also, I hate to use the words, it gives him something to do, but it gives him something to do.
But be honest about it, it gives him something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if Riddle was not in RK Bro right now, he'd probably be feuding for the U.S. title. And if Randy was not in RK Bro, he'd have to be in the main event. I mean, he'd have to be out there with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. He might be in a match with Finn Balor, although they don't really, you know, match up that well.
No.
And right now, Vince in the heavyweight title division wants his big sweaty men slapping meats. So you have Brock, you got Biggie, you got Brock, you got Lashley, you know. And for a while, I mean, back back a while back, you had Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
But I think really Randy is just kind of not being. I mean, he's not being sidelined, but they're giving him something else to do.
He
So
he
there'll
didn't
be
even
some
say
payoff.
like in the interview was like he did want to work with Riddle as a tag team. So of course here we are today.
Yeah. And so now you have the Street Profits. I mean, Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. I mean, that's more of a U.S. title thing right there than anything. They're not really a tag team. And I think that probably come the end of the year, you're going to be looking at Alpha Academy versus. It might come down to Alpha Academy versus Street Profits. That might be your feud for 2022. If RK Bro is to drop the titles.
Can I say this, ladies and gentlemen? Professional wrestlers that currently work for World Wrestling Entertainment. If you are on Monday Night Raw and you see Montez Ford hit a frog splash,
Don't even try hitting one.
don't do it. Okay.
No.
That guy's frog splash rivals Eddie Guerrero. That's right. I said it. Don't at me on
It
Twitter.
rivals
It does.
Rob Van Dam because Rob
Yes.
Van Dam is the greatest ever. And
I'm
his
just
is
saying.
similar to Rob Van Dam in the way he jumps and extends.
And he
whereas
just
Eddie's
leaped.
is completely different.
That frog splash is so beautiful. No one else should attempt to do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Agreed.
Don't do it anymore because you're going to look like a friggin' idiot. Don't do it anymore. Montez Ford, King of the Frog Splash.
Like,
I'm going to call it the Ford Splash.
He does a
I'm gonna
really
call it-
good frog splash.
I'm going to call it a Ford four-door. How about that? Because he hits you with them 4 doors.
that's
Pah!
great.
Done.
And he just
Seth
bounces off
Rollins
the
and
opponent.
Kevin Owens both have other moves off the top they can do and have done in the past.
Yes, they
Use
do.
those.
Kevin Owens
'cause
has a good frog splash, but
He's
he-
not.
his frog
Not
splash
as
is a
good as
He's
tadpole
not
Montez,
changing
splash.
direction in midair.
Oh, and Dominic Mysterio, you better never fucking do a frog splash.
Oh,
No.
Dominic
Just-
Mysterio shouldn't do anything.
Just do what your father used to do and do a West Coast pop. The whole
Man,
hurricane.
don't
Or
ever
the
do
leg
it, yeah.
drop. The leg
Yeah.
drop is what Ray used to do. I'm struggling with Dominic because Dominic could be something, but he didn't get enough training and seasoning at the Performance Center, and it's not fair to him to push him to TV because he's not ready yet.
No.
And they need to let him be himself because he's completely different than Ray in every way. And trying to make him another Rey Mysterio when he's not the same body type, he's not the same athlete, he's not the same look, he just doesn't work the same way, is
Correct.
going to continue to stunt his development more than they already have. And that's not fair to Dominic Mysterio, who's in the most unenviable spot in wrestling right now, in my opinion, because he's catching a lot of flack for what they want him to do that isn't him. Let him be himself. Let him be his own person and not go, oh, I'm Rey Mysterio's kid. Like, that's just not fair to him.
No.
And then when you put him in a tag team match with the Street Profits versus Los Mysterios, and you have Montez Ford do his frog splash, and then you have Dominic do his frog
His
splash,
tadpole splash.
it makes him look a lot worse.
Yeah, it
It's
was
comparing Dr. Pepper to Dr. Thunder.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. So Montez Ford hits that frog splash on Apollo Crews, gets the win. Street Profits are on a roll now. Here's the thing. Montez Ford, like I said, his frog splash, a thing of beauty.
Amazing.
All 4 guys look good here. It's crazy. Even
Dawkins hit a sweet spine buster.
Dawkins is
Yes.
Dawkins
Dawkins can do a pretty good spine buster too.
Can I say
So-
something about Dawkins?
shoot.
So, actually, I'm going to tell a Street Profit story after this because it's funny and y'all will enjoy it. So, again, as I mentioned with Madcap Moss earlier, Coconut Loop regular for about 5 years. Angelo Dawkins, I watched him go through 4 or 5 character changes before Montez Ford got there. And every time, I met him a few times, he was always the nicest dude. He was always a solid matchup. Like, I always looked at my dad and said, I hope he makes it, because I didn't think he'd make it, because he wasn't going to as a solo guy. And then Ford came in, they put him together, and it was magic. And I'm very happy that how much mileage they've gotten out of Angelo Dawkins, because Angelo Dawkins is a great dude. He's actually really good and really charismatic. He's just not Montez Ford, which I guess is going to be unfairly held against him whenever they're split.
That's true.
But
And Nathan,
Shawn
they're
Michaels
ready.
Marginetti.
so,
Correct.
anyway, it's the first time I've met Montez Ford. I was with my best friend at an NXT show, and I had met Dawkins a few times, so meeting Dawkins wasn't that. I was running a little late, so meeting Dawkins wasn't that big to me because I knew the guy a little bit. I was talking to him a few times. I'd never met Ford, and so they finally get to us, and what Montez Ford does before he says a word is just start dancing and gyrating in front of my best friend's mom. And I've never seen him more embarrassed. And Montez Ford from that moment was my favorite wrestler.
Wow.
I'm glad to say he's still one of my favorites.
That's crazy. You know what's not one of my favorites, though? Damian Priest.
He's one of your favorites or not?
He is not.
Not.
I'm going to tell you why.
I love Damian Priest.
WWE, you have watered down Punishment Martinez
Oh, I agree.
so bad. When he was a Ring of Honor, he was doing good shit.
Punishment
You had him in
Martinez.
NXT, he was doing good shit.
Yes.
You bring him up to the main roster. You make him the United States champion. Now I'm going to say something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a wrestling aficionado. I'm an old school guy. I'm a guy that worshipped the NWA United States Championship, worshipped the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Those are the workhorse titles of those companies.
Damn right.
Shinsuke Nakamura, an amazing wrestler.
Yes, he
Great
is.
guy. Personally, amazing guy.
Only defended IC title once.
His Intercontinental Championship title defense is like Veer Mahan coming to Raw.
And Veer Mahan stopped coming.
Yeah. So
Hey, what did we
that
say?
being said,
What was going to happen first? Was Veer going to show up or Shinsuke going to defend the IC title?
exactly.
Defended IC
Either
title.
or.
We still don't know.
Now, 2 weeks ago on this very show, I said, no, I'm sorry, 3 weeks ago on this very show, I said, I'm sick and tired of the stupid storyline they got with Damian Priest.
I am too.
And I said 2 weeks ago, he needs to be in a match when Dolph Ziggler beat him. I said, he needs to be in a match to where if he gets disqualified or counted out, he loses the belt. And lo and
And they
behold,
should lose the belt.
they
Yes.
made the stipulation for tonight. Now, this is where the WWE screws up. Week after week after week after week after week after week after week, you do stupid shit. Stupid shit. Stupid shit. And people say, you guys have no long-term storytelling. Not like AEW where it took 3 years for a man to win the world championship. Like, there's no long-term
And the
storytelling.
crowd, and you could feel the groundswell behind Adam Page the
Exactly.
entire way there. Like they
Exactly.
designed it from day one with Jericho. That they mapped it out, and they're mapping out Max right now, and then they're mapping out Wardlow in the future. They've already set the seeds with Wardlow. Like all of the characters have the seeds set for something long term. Whether
Yeah.
all of those stories happen remains to be seen. But they've tried to set where they want to go and hope
Exactly.
that the crowd goes along with it.
Now, the WWE is the oldest, most profitable professional wrestling company in the history of wrestling.
Yes, it is.
The NWA was the oldest company around, but, since the hiatus and they came back, that starts over again for me. So the United
Especially
States
since
Championship
Billy
was...
Corgan is not really the NWA.
Yeah, we'll talk. That's another story for another day. As you can see, I have NWA championships back here, so I'm a little biased. If you look at it like this, okay, WWE's 3-week push of their storylines ends in stupidity.
Yeah.
So you've been pushing the fact that Damian Priest snaps. He turns into this alter ego Priest, and he goes, or Damian, he goes fucking crazy. He gets disqualified. He gets counted out, whatever, whatnot, right? So they've been building, in my opinion, and I said this 3 weeks ago, it looks like they're building a storyline to where he can drop the title by getting disqualified or getting counted out, because in a sense, it doesn't make him look vulnerable. It doesn't
Because he
embarrass
hasn't
him as
been pinned on the
champion.
main roster.
Yeah, it doesn't embarrass him as being a champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make him look bad, but it shows his character is so crazy and out of control that is endearing to some fans. So the fact that you build this storyline up to give it no payoff, That's like being in a relationship with someone, having the most amazing sex with no orgasm.
So, you know what
That's why
it's
Veer Mahal's not coming.
It's like if in 2011 they had built up that Christian Randy stuff only for Randy to win at SummerSlam.
Julian,
Yep.
you know exactly how I feel about this.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this stupid finish that shows Damian Priest retaining?
It was
the
pretty
IC title?
stupid.
All right. So the gimmick here was if Damian Priest got disqualified or counted out, he'd lose the title.
Mhm.
Here's where they dropped the ball. I'm sorry. Here's three ways they dropped the ball. Number one, when Damian Priest had his head stuck out the ropes after attacking Robert Roode with that chair,
Yep.
Robert Roode could have clocked his ass with that chair and put him out for a title change. Number two, Dolph Ziggler, when he hit that second zigzag, should have pinned Damian Priest. I
Yes.
mean, he hit him with two of them. And number three, when Damian Priest is outside the ring fighting with Robert Roode, and he did the, should I get back in the ring? Should I keep on fighting Robert Roode?
He should have
I don't know
snapped.
what
Oh
to
wait, it's a 7 count. Oh wait, it's an 8 count. It's a 8.5 count. I'm gonna put the chair down and get back in the ring. That whole part is unnecessary. Just completely unnecessary.
Yeah, what made it unnecessary was the fact he didn't even hit him with the chair before getting back in. You could have done one of two things. You could have had him destroy him with the chair and not give a damn about the count.
Right.
Or you could have not done the spot at all, and it would have worked better than how they did it. But it would have been a great finish had he decided at 8, screw it, and just start destroying Roode with the chair, costing him the title, because then it confirms to the viewer Damian is out and Damian snapped and didn't realize the motives that regular Damian Priest has. Therefore, it progresses the story, gets him over. It kind of sucks that he didn't snap on Dolph, but at least it's something. They didn't even do that.
100% Alexa Bliss to Raw. Here's the thing that is really bothering me about the storyline. This was a good fucking match.
Yeah.
It was a really good match.
Yeah.
We got
But it
two
would've
great
been like-
competitors.
This
Kind of.
shows. I'll give this an A+. This is a great match. Besides the stupid ass ending, this shows why Dolph Ziggler is the fucking man, dude.
I
Dolph
love
can
Dolph
make anyone.
Ziggler.
Style with
Dolph can
anybody.
carry a broom to a great match. To a
Yeah.
I was
five-star
talking
match.
to somebody the other day, and I want to see if Julian agrees with me on this, because they had mentioned that somebody needs to pick up the Kurt Hennig Snapmare seated wrestler neckbreaker he used to do, and I mentioned that Dolph Ziggler used to do it, and it started
did.
a long conversation
Yep.
on how I've always gotten more of a Kurt Hennig vibe than a Shawn Michaels vibe from Dolph Ziggler, even though the internet loves the Shawn Michaels comparison.
Correct.
But Kurt Hennig was another guy like that. He could have a great match with anybody, regardless of the time, regardless of the style, regardless. And Dolph Ziggler kind of sells and bumps the same way. But you know what really hits me about Dolph Ziggler? Everything he does is uniquely his own. Because
Yeah.
you take a move like the Famouser, it looks great when Billy Gunn does it because Billy Gunn is such a big dude and it looks cool. But you get Dolph Ziggler doing the jump with it, making it his own, and it doesn't feel like the same move even though it is.
Exactly.
And everything Dolph Ziggler does feels unique. It feels refreshing. So that when every other match on the card is cookie cutter, you know you're going to get something different when Dolph Ziggler's in the ring.
Correct.
Dolph
And
Ziggler
that's
is
one thing I really
underutilized.
like about Dolph Ziggler.
People need to realize that he has been underutilized
hand.
for years.
He
The guy
has.
is so talented and can carry. Like he's like okay.
He
There
can
are several guys
sell.
that I look at in that reference. Guys like Jamie Noble, same
Yeah.
thing.
Jamie Noble was incredible worker.
Okay.
Very
Jamie Noble,
underrated. Paul
great.
London,
His
same
cruiserweight
way.
title run.
You know
was
who else is
amazing.
really great? Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jimmy Wang Yang ruled. Like, have you heard the
Guys like
story of
that.
how he got his job back?
Yeah, exactly. He was the guy that was doing the tryouts for the guys. Like he was the tryout coach. Like
Wow.
these guys, Scotty Too Hotty, all of these guys. These guys were so good, and they served their purpose. They were the POVs. I mean, the POBs, not the put over boys. They put everybody over. Good, but
Cruiserweight division.
with Dolph Ziggler, he is so great at bumping that
He
people
really
say, "Oh,
is.
he's the Shawn Michaels of the new generation." No, he is the Kurt Hennig of the new generation. What people don't realize about him is that he was a collegiate wrestler who went undefeated. No pins, nothing. Shoulders never touched the mat. He was that friggin' good freestyle wrestling. So think about that. So for this United States Championship thing, I see one or two things happening. I see this guy is going to keep the championship all the way to WrestleMania or even SummerSlam. Who knows? And Gable Stevenson is going to win the United States Championship in his debut match.
Stevenson?
You watch. An Olympic gold medalist and the United States champion. Vince McMahon is one of those guys that he sees that. And I have to admit, that's fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Makes
didn't,
sense.
That's what would happen.
didn't Gable Stevenson's brother already debut on one of the other brands?
I think it was 205 Live.
Yeah.
So,
205's been debuting a lot of people lately,
Yes.
primarily because
They-
they don't have a
they-
roster after
they
they gutted
debuted a
it.
whole
Even though
NXT
the
roster.
whole cruiserweight division is dead, I don't understand why they keep calling it 205 Live.
Yeah,
Well-
like they have Odyssey Jones just to go 205 Live, and like I like Odyssey Jones. I mean, I know he's kind of under fire with Twitter right now for good
was
reason because he.
He was
because
challenging for
that-
the Cruiserweight Championship at 350 pounds. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But like, it makes zero sense. No matter how good of a worker he is, if you're 305 pounds, you should not be challenging for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Should
Well,
Well,
be.
I will say
Championship.
this. I will say this before we go to our next topic. This match was match of the night. Match of the week. I'm just gonna call it
Ziggler?
right now. This match with Ziggler was match of the week. AJ Styles and Omos. AJ Styles and Omos.
Omos.
Look, I know Omos is so big.
Big.
He's so huge. He's big. He's so big.
He's so meanie.
Omos is so big.
Meaner.
But remember what I said? Omos is winning the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to win the Rumble.
Look at the way he dispatched AJ fucking Styles. Look at the way he dispatched the phenomenal one. Former IWGP champion.
It was a solid good match.
Former Ring of Honor. Former NWA. Former fucking WWE champion.
Impact.
Yeah, Impact
Yep.
Wrestling. Leader of the Bullet Club. All that shit. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Look how easily he beat AJ Styles.
Put over Omos.
The match was solid, I thought. But my
Yeah.
question is, first off, you mentioned guys like James Yoon, James Gibson, all-time bumpers that can make anybody look good. Another guy on the list, he just happened to have a lot more successful career championship-wise is AJ Styles.
True.
Like, he is an all-time bumper.
Yes.
So I don't know how much of that was AJ just selling and taking bumps really well, and how much, as opposed to how ready Omos is for the spot. Because my comparison for AJ Omos was Nash Shawn, but they had Nash learning under Shawn until it was obvious that Nash could at least be carried by guys like Brett to a great match, and Brett could have a great match with anybody. But I don't know if Omos is ready for that WrestleMania title match spot yet, and if he's not, I would have kept him with AJ longer, because learning under AJ and just seeing how AJ lays out matches, how AJ's opponents throw him around, that stuff is so beneficial to a guy like Omos long term.
Julian.
Okay, let's be
I
clear.
don't like it yet.
Let's be clear. Omos did not call this match.
Obviously not.
Oh,
No.
No way.
Omos did not plot. He did not lay out the plans for this match.
No, he did not.
Omos did not he's not the ring general who directed the in-ring action. Omos showed up. Shit, I could have showed up. Me and Shane could have showed up and had a great triple threat match with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
As long as he was the one
Let me
doing
go
the
get the
moves and we
broom.
were doing the bumping.
Let me go get the broom. AJ can carry that broom to a 5-star match.
I mean, so this was Omos in the ring with AJ, and AJ was like, "Hey, look, dude. 1, be a big man, and 2, just do what I tell you to do. And I'm gonna make you look passable for Raw."
Raw.
You know what it is.
And like this
People
is
don't
like
realize.
we're gonna have to really work in order to make this passable for a pay-per-view.
What people don't realize is that they've done this match 4 times this week, like in the last 2 weeks, AJ and Omos. And last Monday, Omos showed up to work and they did the match, and Vince was like, send him home.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad when you get sent home from Raw before Raw it goes on air.
You know what's bad? What's bad is when AJ has a feud with Omos and they're like, "Hey AJ, why don't you go down to NXT this week instead?"
Yeah.
To work with
Wrestle
Grayson Waller.
Well, you don't work with a pro with Grayson Waller.
Yeah, we need to go get this kind of backup feud for you in case the whole Omos thing doesn't work out.
That's pretty much what the fuck is going on, dude. They're
The
like,
thing
we
with
want to get
AJ
some
budget cuts coming up.
The thing with
Budget
AJ, he can
cuts.
make anybody look like $1 million.
Well,
Anybody.
That's the
I
mark
will
of
tell
a
you
great
this.
worker.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: Omos didn't look like $1 million tonight, but
Dude,
whatever.
Omos is your new El
10 grand.
Gigante. I mean,
Wow.
pretty much.
That's a really good call.
He's your new Great Khali.
You don't like Jorge Gonzalez, bro? You didn't like Jorge Gonzalez?
Jesus, dude, come on.
Giant Gonzalez? Come on, man.
Why
I
would
mean,
you do
they
that?
may as well put Omos in a fucking Yeti bodysuit.
No, they
Oh
didn't.
my God! Did you say the Yeti body?
Or put some gauze tape on him and make him the Yeti. I mean, whatever. But
Oh my God!
he's definitely not ready for a singles pay-per-view match. Put him in a tag team match and he can do his big man thing. That's fine. You put him in the Rumble and there's like 30 other guys or 5 guys at a time.
And you can hide them with certain spots.
Who you can hide him with certain spots.
Yes.
And of course they'll do the 5-6 dudes teaming up on him to get him over the top ropes. And all he has to do is lay there, grab the ropes and struggle and then do a move and knock everybody off of him. That's all. And then AJ comes in and puts him out.
It's so tropey too.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. But as far as Omos versus blank, if it's not AJ Styles, if it's not Dolph Ziggler, it's not going to be Damian Priest. It's not going to be Bobby Lashley. It's not going to be Kevin. You can maybe
get a good match out of him.
Owens.
You can maybe get a good match out of him with Sami Zayn bumping for him and he just beating the crap out of Sami Zayn. That's the only other guy.
Dude, if there was a match between Omos and Sami Zayn, I would 100% believe the conspiracy theories that he would be spewing before and after that match, complaining about them putting him in a ring with this giant. Because now he's supposed to be a giant Omos, and there is the roster is so thin as to who you can put him in the ring with. And I mean the roster's thin, but as far as who you can get a decent match with, it's 3 guys, maybe 4. And I don't really see anybody else saying, "Oh yeah, I want to work with him. Hey Vince, sign me up." Unless they're giving extra money like hazard pay. But as far as like a singles pay-per-view match goes, as far as headlining WrestleMania, you want to talk about and speaking of popcorn matches, I didn't even see this match because as soon as Miz and Edge started talking, I took my dog for a walk. I knew what that was going to be about. And then when I came back, oh, here's AJ and Omos. Well, maybe I should take the dog back out before this match finishes.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
I don't understand.
You're trying to tear your hair out, but you don't have any.
Exactly. I'm just like, if I wasn't bald, I would rip the hair out of my head, man. And some people were saying like this was not a 5-star match, and AJ did everything he could to get Omos, but the WWE is going to push Omos. They are. Omos is winning the
They're
Rumble.
already going to
Vince
push
McMahon,
Omos.
Vince McMahon is like, I like big men.
He likes that big man.
I like big men. And you got Michael Cole, and you got Byron Saxon, and you got who else is the fucking commentator on Raw?
Jimmy
Smith. Jimmy Smith. He's so big. Omos is so big, but he's so big. Hey, Saxon, he's so big. Hey, Corey Graves, he's so big. We get it. He's fucking big.
He's very big.
But dude, can you imagine in the back? Vince goes, all right, team. Tonight we need someone to have a match with AJ Styles. Ooh, me. But we gotta have Omos in there too.
Yeah, so about that me, boss.
AJ, get over here. You were supposed to wrestle last week.
So, like I said, AJ Styles is going to go down to NXT, and he's going to do what he should have done when he got to WWE in the first place. He should have ran through NXT. Could have had some great matches. Could have had Adam Cole. Could have had matches with Bobby Fish. Could have had matches with Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny fucking Gargano. He could have had some great matches down in NXT.
I feel like he's had a Bobby Fish match.
Well, that's not the point. The point is he
true.
could have had great matches down there instead of coming right to the main roster and been saddled with a fucking sandbag like Omos.
Kyle O'Reilly would have been a fun match for him.
Yeah. Oh. He got sandbagged with Omos, and he's carrying this guy around, doing 99% of the work, and then let this guy come in with his fucking chokeslam, and that's it. And now, just like Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels bust his ass all the time, and Kevin Nash came in and rode his coattails, and what happened? Kevin Nash got the push.
So you know what? I know the numbers.
But there's a huge.
I know the numbers for Kevin Nash's title run weren't great.
Well, I know that. Kevin Nash can work.
Nash had a fun title reign match-wise. Like those Brett matches.
Thank you, Brett.
Are really good.
Thank you, Brett.
Brett's the greatest in-ring performer of all time in terms of everything's logical. Everybody never had a bad match. Everything was logical. Everything was crisp every time.
Well, I'll never say anything bad about Bret Hart for two reasons.
I never will either.
One, he'll hunt me down again like he did at fucking WrestleFan Fest, and
awesome.
I don't want to get killed by Bret Hart. And two, Bret Hart's Canadian, so I gotta support that. So this main event. Let's get into this main event because by far the wildest match on the whole fucking card.
Yep, just like day one, it was wild.
I mean,
dude, that Lashley spear when he missed,
he blew up Barry Barricade, ladies and gentlemen. Barry Barricade, that's his name.
That barricade exploded.
Exploded.
It exploded like Shane after eating 2 hot dogs at a BCW show last night.
Wow.
In the bathroom. Yep.
That's like Shane after a Taco Bell run.
Right to the border. He still ain't found Veer. But just up and down, like the fact that they start teaming together, which I thought was quite funny myself, that Sami Zayn, that
Owens and Seth.
Yes, Seth and Owens teamed up. Like I called them the next tag team. I called them a tag team 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They worked so well as a tag team. And then Bobby looked over at Big E, and Big E was like, yo, let's get these fools. Right? And they became a tag team all of a sudden. But I gotta say this about Big E's promo.
Oh,
earlier in the night. Everyone cut a promo before this match.
Yep.
Big E's promo was so heartfelt.
It was
so like legit.
I feel sorry for him, honestly.
I was like, dude, I just want to give him a hug.
I just want to give him a big old kiss.
I know it's easy to say. I know it's so easy to say Paul Heyman's the best promo.
Wait, hold on before we go any further. Shane, did you say you want to give him a kiss?
Yeah, I want to give a big old kiss on the lips. Go like that.
Hey, we support everybody, man. We support everybody. All right. So yeah, go ahead.
It's easy to say somebody like Paul Heyman's the best promo because of how long he's been doing it. But I don't. It's hard, but it's really hard to find a great, just babyface that's a sympathy magnet promo in 2022 now. And Biggie every time that he's serious, which he's a great promo even when he's not serious. Like he's an all-time comedy promo. But when he's serious, there is nobody I'm driven and compelled to root for more than Biggie. Like he's just such a sympathy magnet. And that's the key to being such a successful babyface. Like I want to give him a hug. I want to see him go avenge all of the wrongdoings. He's the best babyface in WWE right now. I don't know if I'd say best in wrestling per se, but that's primarily due to booking. But he's the best babyface they have solely because of his promos. It reminds me of the man Becky Lynch. And I don't know if you remember her WWE.com promo she used to do, but so there was one with Dana Bryan where she said, when he was GM, she said, "What's so complicated about doing what's right?" And you just wanted to give her a hug. Biggie's the same way, and that's why he's money the same way she ended up being money.
Okay, yeah, so I agree with that.
I think that Biggie's promo did two things for him. Number one, it cements him as a babyface contender for the championship. So after losing last night, he doesn't just fade away.
No,
I agree.
And it lets you know that he's still a contender. There's still an opportunity for him. He still has the ability to win, and that's the biggest thing. You want your championship contenders to make you believe that they do have an opportunity or the ability to win. And in Biggie's case, the loss is so disappointing. I mean, you got to admit, 2021 rocket ship was put on his back. Dude wins the Intercontinental Championship, does the brand split, and then he shoots over to Raw, and he becomes WWE champion. He beats Bobby Lashley. He has a good run, and then he loses the title to Brock Lesnar. So now he's sitting there, just trying to remind everybody, this is why I'm champion. This is how I became champion, and I could still be champion one day. And now what's going to happen is next week we're probably going to get Big E and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins.
Can they coexist?
Big E's promo wasn't scripted. I agree with that. I think Big E came right off the cuff with that because he's really good at delivering lines. All of the New Day have been really good at delivering their lines, but realistically, man, the way his cadence, the way he talked, the way he came,
it's authentic.
He was getting amped up the more he talked.
He put over everything and everyone, and then he basically said, "You guys are all great, but I don't give a fuck. Nothing on earth is going to stop me." He said, "Not a single solitary soul on earth is going to stop me from getting back what I want." Now, I don't know if Vince is doing that to put Biggie in the Rumble and have Biggie go in the Rumble at 1 and win it.
I would love that.
Ooh.
I don't like that they did it last year. Like I wouldn't like it back-to-back years because they did it with Edge. But I would love Biggie running the gauntlet.
Yeah, I was mad about that whole Edge thing. I lost the raffle because of that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, thank you, Thunder Rosa. She won the raffle.
Thunder Rosa.
She won the raffle because she picked her pick was number 1.
You were number 2, weren't you?
I was number 2. I picked Edge. And the Edge was like, "Well, I'm coming out number 1, but you picked number 2." So technically, I won that raffle because Edge won. He picked the number 2 on WWE.com. It showed number 1 was this person, number 2 was this person, and number 2 decided to just jump the gun and be the first person out of the gate. And I was like, "You bastard." Thunder Rosa picked number 1 and she won. I was like, "God damn it."
Good job, Thunder Rosa.
I love Thunder Rosa. Don't be mean to her.
She's awesome. She is one of the. She's up there for the women. She's their Jimmy Wang Yang and their James Gibson in the sense of what you were talking about earlier.
I mean, she's great. She's like Serena Deeb.
Anyway, Serena Deeb's another one.
I digress. We'll talk about that on Wednesday.
If you want me on Wednesday.
This whole thing was just crazy. This match, barricades getting exploded, tag teams formed,
Broken
the
up.
naughty C word was uttered like 3 times in the match.
Can't stand that naughty
Coexist.
C word.
Coexist. That's the naughty C word.
Shh.
I said it. Jillian, what do you think of this whole craziness of this match, man?
Hey, so I really enjoyed this match. I think everybody showed out. I think we're seeing a habit of Bobby Lashley running the gauntlet because he did hit his finisher on 3 people in a row and got the pin. Like nobody came in to break it up, nothing like that.
No.
So I'm going to give this match a B+. Everybody looked really
too.
strong in here. Even with Biggie taking the Shield power bomb to the table.
Yeah.
It was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Julian, let me ask you this. In your past predictions experience, who do you predict? Who do you predict to win the Rumble this year?
Madcap Moss. Madcap Moss winning the Rumble, damn it.
Veer Mahan comes in at number 30.
Ooh.
That would be.
He's like,
Man,
am I too
finally
late?
here.
Am I too late?
Man, you want to talk about a spoiler? Oh my god! No, what happens is Veer Mahan has to pick number 15, and then like nobody comes out, and then he finally comes out at like number 30.
Yep. He's
And
like,
gets
am I
eliminated
late?
by
Am I late?
Akira Tozawa.
Wow.
Oh,
that
man.
would suck, bro. That would
Oh.
suck. And he just leaves again.
That would be the ultimate burial of Veer Mahan right there.
They
Yeah,
buried
our
Veer
winner-
Mahan by
our
not
winner
having him
for
on
the
Raw this
Rumble.
week.
Our winner for the Rumble. I almost want to go with AJ Styles.
I do too.
Wow. Okay.
I
Victor
kind of
over
want
here.
to.
Victor over here says he thinks Drew McIntyre is winning the Rumble. That's a
I
good
know
toss.
Drew's hurt right now though, so I don't know if
Yeah.
he's gonna be ready by the time the Rumble was around.
Well, the
Of
Rumble's
course.
easy. You can be hurt and work a battle royal.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's easy to hide flaws. Like he doesn't have to hit 10 claymores in that match.
You didn't have to get 1 Claymore in the match. You just toss the dude over like a salad at Olive Garden.
Yeah, basically.
So you say, Julian, you say who?
I'm going to go to AJ Styles for right now.
All right, Shane.
I want Sami Zayn.
Wow, that's a toss.
That would be
Sami
great.
Zayn.
That would be great too.
I'm going to piggyback on Shane because I think what they should do now, just hear me out. I'm going to make Sami Zayn the ultimate babyface in one fantasy booking shot. Has Sami Zayn still upset he got screwed out of the match with Roman and he wants Lesnar? Okay, make it to where people like Triple H or Vince were holding it. He has proof they were holding him back, so Vince makes him number 1 in the Rumble. He runs the gauntlet and wins, but to get to Brock, he has to go against Triple H and win.
Oh my God, Triple H ain't never coming back.
At the pay-per-view before.
Yeah.
Or
Triple H
somebody,
ain't never
or
coming back.
Shane, somebody in the higher ups, and then he gets Brock.
He might work Vince with his grapefruits.
Brock's kryptonite, according to Heyman during the feud with Seth, was smaller guys like Sami Zayn.
That's
Go
true.
back,
I mean, I
you go
can see
back
that.
into that. And now this will never happen because they're not going to give that to Sami Zayn. That's what I would do, and I would have Sami Zayn be WWE champion.
You know what I think should happen? I'm about to throw a hell of a swerve. I'm about to just get crazy up in this piece.
Crazy?
Crazy with a K.
3MB reunion?
Not that crazy.
Baby!
I was crazy, not moronic. Here it is. You ready? Are you ready? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
The number 30 entrant into the WWE 2022 Royal Rumble.
CM Punk. Oh, wait.
Kenny Omega.
El Generico.
Yes.
Oh.
Sami Zayn, number 15, gets tossed out.
He
Number
like, I can't
30,
handle this.
El Generico. He
Can't
comes
handle
in, he wins the Rumble, takes off
Oh
the
my
mask,
God.
and is like, It was me, Vince. It was me all along.
People were right. El Generico was Sami Zayn.
Bro, I would so pop so
Those
hard right
poor
now.
orphans.
If that happened, can you imagine though? If
The
Sammy
orphans will help him
pulled-
win.
No, like
Oh,
literally,
you
literally.
got to
though.
have a bunch of kids come out behind them.
There have been there have been two long-term stories going on in WWE. Two long-term stories. Okay, you ready?
Two.
The first one, the 24/7 championship.
Yep, that's
That
one.
match has been going on for the last 5 years. Okay? And the second longest reigning, defending, undisputed story of the year, Sami Zayn's conspiracy
Zayn.
theory.
Yep.
That's why I
I
like
wonder what
Sami
the
Zayn.
payoff
Imagine
is. I don't
If
know if they
Sammy
have any
re-signs a
plans.
contract to stay at WWE only
Because
if he
of
won the
Kevin Owens.
WWE Championship as El Generico. Bro, I'm here for it.
Me
Take
too,
my
man,
money
me
right
too.
now. Take my money. I'm here for it. Because
I hope
Sammy
it
would have
happens.
got over on all the skeptics. He'd have been like, yeah, the conspiracy theory gimmick would have been over. Think about
Still
that.
going on.
But then again, WWE won't do
Here's the
anything
thing
cool
with
like that because
Sami
fans will
Zayn.
like that.
The
Fans will love that.
conspiracy
You take
theory.
one of our bookings, and Sami Zayn can make it work because if you go back to NXT, he was his generation's Ricky Steamboat in the sense of he was the ultimate babyface.
Wow. That's
was an
that's some big shoes to fill, brother.
Yeah.
I don't think it was to that level, but the way he got everybody behind him in the Adrian Neville Pac program,
Oh man.
it's an all-time babyface story. And I know Sami Zayn can pull off what I suggested to make him the babyface champion, and I think he's one of only 2 or 3 people in the entire industry right now who could pull it off on such short notice.
Well, I'll tell you this. You just threw out some big fucking shoes to fill. Because the Dragon Ricky Steamboat,
Ultimate babyface.
if you look in the dictionary under the word babyface, there's a picture of Ricky Steamboat doing this.
No, there's a picture of him with this kid right before the match with Ric Flair.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That man is the ultimate babyface.
All
No one will ever be as over as a face as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Absolutely agree.
Not even the fourth Uso.
Oh, that should be another entrant too.
Do you know who the fourth Uso is?
It's the guy from MOW, right?
No. We're talking about the ultimate Uso.
That's a different Fatu.
No. He ain't a Fatu. He's the ultimate Uso.
Solo.
Nope.
Really?
He's from Venice Beach, California.
Hulk Hogan.
Brother.
Joe?
Brother. What is the word? What does the word
Beach
Uso
is not
mean?
Venice Beach.
What does the word Uso mean? Brother. Hogan's been the Uso since day one, brother.
He's got to come tatted up too. He's got to
He's
get
the
the
racist. He's the racist Uso.
he got to get the Simone tattoos and then talk about how he's really been Simone.
He's got to talk about how he slammed the 1,000-pound giant in the
What you
Superdome.
gonna do, brother? What you
Yeah,
gonna
Andre
do,
gets heavier
brother?
every time he tells a story.
Right, he does.
That 3,000-pound, nasty, smelly, fire-breathing giant.
You're like, he was 500 pounds. Yeah, times 3. He was bigger than Omos. He's so big.
He's so big.
That's
here.
as bad as Hogan saying, "Oh, when I took that pile driver on the chair, I wasn't protected.
And he never even hit the chair.
My head hit flush on the metal, and it
Talking
messed
about
up
the
my
Undertaker
eye."
Oh.
match, right?
Ow, that hurt.
Yeah,
You're like, bro, your
exactly.
head was 6 inches above the metal. Come on, what are you talking about?
Oof.
Nowhere near that chair. You were as close to that chair as Veer Mahan was to making it to Raw. Shut up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Veer
With
Mahan
that
is
being
not
said,
coming.
with that
Somebody
being
please
said,
make that meme. Show Hogan taking the pile driver
bro,
and call his head Veer Mahan and call the chair Monday Night Raw.
if you're watching this podcast, please
And
oh
don't
God,
forget,
please,
reunite.
figure that
Miami.
out. Figure that out. So, Julian, it's been a while since you did this because lately we We just jump off the stream.
Victor
and
Nash typed in something.
Oh, what?
He said, "What if Vince sends Braun Breaker in as number 30 in the Royal Rumble?"
Oh,
I
we
would
will
pop.
have to do a Royal Rumble predictions show sometime this week.
So I think
Be on
we're
that
probably
if you
gonna get
want
Braun Breaker and LA Knight, and maybe Cro-Mag Man.
Women's match, we're going to get every woman in NXT because they don't have the roster depth to
You
fill
are,
a couple
you
other
are
roles.
100%
Yeah.
All
correct.
12 of them?
Yep. Same with everybody in NXT in the Men's Rumble.
When they say all hands on deck, I mean
All hands.
15
if
active
you need,
women.
if you need 30 women,
in the Rumble.
you're gonna someone's gonna say, isn't there an UK NXT we could pull women from?
Then
No,
there you
there
go.
isn't.
Is Sean
No.
gonna
be like,
No.
Nick Khan's gonna call Vince and be like, "Hey Vince, do me a favor, get that Austin Theory kid in your office again and ask him about the
Get that
eraser.
Ankin in
I need-
here.
I need to
Ankin.
borrow that eraser for NXT UK."
Joe Coffee.
Oh my god! So Julian, tell the people where they can watch us on TV every week, man.
Oh man, if you're watching the show and you're enjoying yourself and you like to hear all the best professional wrestling news, rumors, and rundowns, especially because we're watching Raw for you so you don't have to,
No.
join us on Mondays at 10 p.m. on Channel 22 Xfinity TV and Channel 8002 CenturyLink TV. You can even find us on Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. on Channel 23 at Xfinity TV and Channel 8003 CenturyLink TV. If you missed that, you can find us on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. on Channel 11 Xfinity TV and CenturyLink TV.
Man, look, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news.
Wow.
The Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast, live here on BodySlam.net. If you're following us on the big Twitter machine, if you're following us on that Twitter machine, ladies and gentlemen, Twitter.com.
I think I'm going to go to
Remember,
it right now.
I said I was hoping we would get to 1,000 followers by the last stream. We are at 991.
We were
So listen here, you 8. Listen here, you 9 other followers. Go find your friends. Tell your friends that we can all be
Right
friends.
here.
We can do it on the weekend.
right here.
Click like and
Just like
subscribe.
go follow it. You gotta
Look,
Do you
follow.
think
Look,
if we get
go follow us, ladies and
1,000
gentlemen.
followers, Mahan will come to Raw?
Oh my
don't
god!
lie,
You guys
don't lie
better
to them.
get
Shit.
on that follow.
Don't lie to them. If we get 1,000 followers, Veer Mahan might still just be missing in action. But what will happen? What will
Is that the
happen
3 of 3MB
if
will
we
actually
get-
happen?
if we get to 1,000 followers before Wednesday's podcast? Shane right there, that dude Shane
Me?
said he would shave his head live on the podcast.
How do you say, Jameis?
I gotta go to Big D's the barbershop then.
There it is, live at Big D's barbershop. Shane will shave his head, or Shane will take a sign and say, you know what? I'm gonna make it easier. Make it easier. That's what I do.
Oh, thank God.
Shane, if we get to 1,000 followers before Wednesday's podcast, before Wednesday's live AEW Dynamite show, Battle of the Belts. If we do this, Shane, if we get to 1,000 followers, 1,000, 9 more followers, Shane, you have to take a sign, and you have to say that Julian is the greatest chemist in all of professional wrestling.
Okay. I can
Wait,
easily
I'm
write
not done
that
yet.
down.
I'm not done yet. And then you, Shane Husky, is Julian's personal bitch for 1 week on Twitter.
1 week?
If Julian says, Shane, kiss my ass, you have to take a picture of your lips and post it on your page and say, I am kissing Julian's ass. No, I'm kissing Sasha's ass, Julian's dog.
Oh my God, no. Okay, don't get us to 1,000 followers.
No, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do. All honestly, all bullshit aside, ladies and gentlemen. If
Yeah,
you get
all
us to 1,000
bullshit aside.
followers, if we get to 1,000 followers, 1,000th follower, 1000, you win not one,
Not one?
but 2 3-disc box sets of WrestleMania 22 and WrestleMania 27. All you gotta do is do this: like, click, and subscribe. Send me a screenshot to the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel or Twitter channel with you as being the 1,000th follower, and I will send you those DVDs. Simple.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
So, if the goal is specifically to be the 1,000 follower, wouldn't everybody just wait until we hit 999? Therefore, us never even getting that far.
Then somebody's ass is gonna lose because I will. I will create a fucking account and follow myself. How about that?
Cheating.
How about that? I will create an account to follow myself if that's the case, and I'll keep the DVDs. No, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, all bullshit aside, we want you guys to follow us because we love sharing our information with you. We love being able to get this information out to you weekly, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We also like to get to you on these places: Amazon, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and all the major podcast platforms. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we like to give you all the cool stuff. If you like cool stuff, just go to bodyslam.net for all your wrestling news and needs.
Bodyslam.net.
It's real simple, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said before, you can donate to
I hear the
bodyslam.net
guy
and help.
staff.
You can donate to bodyslam.net and help to keep the website going by simply doing this. Going to www.slamchats.com. That is www.slamchats.com. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you help us provide a wide variety of entertaining news and news articles from both the worlds of professional wrestling and MMA, all content relating to that. You can just go to www.slamchats.com, hook your boys up, help us out, help us keep the website going, help pay some of these bills, help keep Shane looking youthful. You know, Shane is 73 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Shane's old as shit. He's collecting Social Security, SSI.
I would love to have your skincare routine, Shane.
Look, Shane took me to dinner one night at Denny's.
I did.
At 3
Saw
o'clock.
that Taco Bell.
He took me to dinner at Denny's one night at 3 o'clock, and he got the senior discount. Shane is 73 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Look how youthful he looks.
I drank the bucks of youth. That's what I did.
Wow. Okay, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for your boy Shane, for Mr. Chemical Julian, for Mr. Mooney right here, this your boy, the franchise player, WB Bad Blood. Thank you for joining us here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. And make sure you join us on Wednesday night, because Wednesday night is what, Shane?
It is AEW Dynamite of Hangman Adam Page going up against Bryan Danielson.
And what is the show called, Julian? What is the show called?
On what, Wednesday?
Wednesday night.
Dynamite.
Battle of the Belts.
Battle of the Belts. That bitch show.
Is it really?
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. It is Battle of the Belts, guys. It's going to be lit.
Baker versus Riho.
That should be very interesting.
So should we do our 8 o'clock stream, or should we do a live stream?
Premium live event reaction?
Premium live stream? I like that.
Premium live. That's what we're going to call our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's no longer a podcast. It is a premium live stream. That's
oh my God. We're in the now, and that's what they like. Ugh.
We're in the now. And with that being said, we're out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.
Peace.